Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest today, Bolutiwi, and we all love a bit of women empowerment, and Bolutiwi is the lady who is the master of women's empowerment. So a great conversation today. I just want to make an official shout out to our show sponsors, Dreamweaver Artist Ranch. We are streaming live on mspnewsglobal.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we're also streaming through the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes, going out to Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, Apple, Roku, and many more. And we're also on the Business Innovators Radio Network as well. Let's bring in our incredible guest, Bolutiwi. Hey, Bolutiwi, how are you?
I am very well, thank you, Mark. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, and thank you for having me.
I got a little bit tongue-tied on the Philantropreneur, but I thought I'm going with it. I'll just go with it so everyone knows what I mean anyway. It's wonderful to have you here. I know how passionate you are about serving women. Can you just share a little bit about your background and your past that has led you to the work that you're doing today?
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you for the question. So I worked in the corporate world for about 14 years, and I worked with the intensity of a Formula One driver and the dedication of a doctor on call. And that was great for a while. I was passionate about what I was doing. I loved it. Actually, one of the positions that I was privileged to occupy happened to be in diversity and equity. And at that point, I realized that though I was working for one of the largest cosmetic companies in the world, so most of the customers were women, there was a lot of work to do in terms of ensuring that women not only were recruited, but also had careers that definitely were managed in a way that they felt able to go into managerial positions and get to the very top of the organization. So let's just say that there was work to be done, and I was so glad I was there to understand that it's not necessarily an equal playing field. However, a woman who truly wants to show up in her true femininity can do so, which is not what many people do. Many women feel they need to become mini men in order to succeed. And I believe that's one of the reasons why many women, including myself, burn out.
Excellent that you have got all of that experience to now take into the business that you are now building, Bolutiwi. And a lot of people do go through burnout, don't they? Especially in the corporate world.
You're so right, Mark. A lot of people go through burnout, men and women. However, when you look at the statistics, more women than men go through burnout. So there was some studies recently done, and it was shown that in the last year, 42% of women versus 35% of men had gone through burnout. And the year before, it was only 38% of women. So you see, there is an increase in the number of women who are burning out.
Wow.
Exactly. And burnout is it's not a joke. I'll just share my experience. So basically, you love what you do, you have a lot of energy, and at some point, you just no longer have the energy to get out of bed, or you have the slumps of fatigue in the middle of the day, or you start forgetting things, or you become really irritable or anxious, or you start having health scares, real ones, but you go to doctors and they tell you, there's nothing wrong with you. And so
Yes.
you probably start thinking, oh, you might be crazy, but you're not. These are real things. The stress, the overwhelm has physiological impacts on your body, which, if not monitored, managed, and healed properly, can have very, very, very long-term effects, which is why I'm so passionate about making sure that women who have burned out or are in the process of burnout are supported so that they can really show up in the wonderful way that they are.
And now you have shared those statistics, it's really shows the importance of the work that you're doing, that there's such a high percentage of women going through some of these struggles, Bolutiwi. So can you just share a little bit about the work you are doing now and how you support women?
That's a great question. So I work with high achieving women, women who are extremely driven, who really want to make a difference in the world. They may be corporate executives, like you mentioned, Mark, or they could be in the entrepreneurial work. The connecting streak is women who are out to make a difference. These women are usually perfectionists, so they want everything done just so. And usually there is this idea that everything is on my shoulders. And so there's not that inclination to necessarily ask for help or believe that you can ask for help. So what I do with these women, and I've worked with so many of them, and it's incredible, the transformation is really go from what I call ego constructs. So who it is I'm supposed to be showing up as in the world, the manager, the executive, the perfect wife, the perfect mom, and all of these labels, right, that, we have, to what I call essence. What's truly in you? What is it that you desire, irrespective of what anybody else is going to be saying about it? And what I realize, what I have come to know for sure, is that when we are operating through essence, we cannot burn out, because it's the bush with a flame that all burns but doesn't burn, if that makes sense. It shines but it doesn't burn. As
Being in the flow.
Exactly. You're in the flow. You are ignited. However, you are operating from a full cup as opposed to running on fumes, right? Very, very different. And also, some of the women I work with actually find out that the path that they were on, that's not what they truly wanted to do, which is why the energy. Let me give an example. I found at some point in time that I just didn't have my heart in what I was doing any longer in the corporate world. And I think you can relate to that, Mark.
Yes, I certainly can.
And I realized that I said, hang on a minute, what's going on? My energy is low. My motivation is low. This has no meaning for me. What is going on here? And you know what I realized, Mark? I realized that although, yes, I'm mentally strong, and when I want something, I go for it, and I'm extremely tenacious, that when my heart is no longer in it, my head cannot drag it's just not strong enough. So I realized that as women, when we really operate from that which is within us, when we're like walking to the beat of our own drums, we're unstoppable, we're irresistible, we're magnetic, and the intelligence of the head, which is important, will bow to the wisdom of the heart, which is what I'm about today. Wisdom.
I do relate. I think when you're in the flow, you can do a lot of work, but it just happens and you get lots done. But if you are not in flow, and like you mentioned, really important point, if your heart is not in it. I built my online business whilst doing hairdressing. I didn't want to do hairdressing anymore. Working was a task. It was so hard. I used to just dread getting up on a morning. So it is important that we are following our heart's desires, or at least trying to build what we want to do on the side, like I did, while still having to do those harder things as well. It's not possible for everyone to just follow their dreams. Sometimes they do have to work their full-time jobs. I was in hairdressing, I did that, and that can be quite hard work. But like you mentioned, you can still find that flow whilst building your second business. That is what you really want to do, if that makes sense. But I do get exactly what you're saying. When you're in the flow, things seem to just manifest. It seems really easy. And when you look at the amount of activity and work you have got done, it's a lot. Whereas other days, if your heart's not in it and your cup is not full, you can do a lot less work and be less active and more tired. Do you agree with me there?
Do I agree with you there, Mark? There were some days I woke up in the morning and I felt literally physically sick, like I felt ill. So I'm playing with the idea of going into work and I'm thinking, I just can't. My body, I cannot go to work. I pick up the phone and I call and I say, I'm not coming in today. Okay, no problem. See you when you're better. I put down the phone, and guess what? Energy fills my body. I am fine. And so I had to say to myself, that can't be right. There's something on here. And it happened a few times. And then I realized, oh my goodness, my body is telling me something.
Yes.
It's speaking loud and clear. I'm no longer participating in this nonsense. And Mark, you said something important. It's not that there's anything wrong with the corporate world, right? There are entrepreneurs who are also burning out. So the problem,
yes,
I don't believe, was the company I was working at, right? I wouldn't even say it was the job. I mean, that was a dream job. I was traveling all over the world, doing exactly, it was really great. However, you know how I say it, Mark? I say, you know how you're a child, right? And you have this pair of shoes or a dress that you just absolutely love. And you know how children grow very quickly. So it's the shoe or dress is not necessarily old or tattered, but you've outgrown it.
Yes, I like that.
Continue to put your foot in it or try to squeeze in it, it will hurt. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but I had basically outgrown that stage of my life. And the universe knocked really hard to tell me it's time to move on. It's time to spread your wings, right?
That's a great way to put it, Bolutiwi.
Thank you.
You've just got married, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I'm going to say this, I'll be cheeky. I believe I've gotten married for the second time, and I'll tell you why. Because I have this joke that I was totally married to my job. I was extremely faithful. I wasn't cheating on the job. There was no space for anything or anybody else. So I have just gotten married. Yes.
A big, big congratulations to you. Bolutiwi, we're just going to a commercial break. Please stay where you are. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for part 1 of Brilliance Business TV. We're having a conversation with Bolutiwi, and we have been discussing everything to do with women empowerment, working from a place of flow. And let me ask you a question. Is your cup half empty or is it half full? Stay tuned and join us after the commercial break.
Hello, this is Stephen Buckner, and just wanted to tell you I support the Dreamweaver project. It's a great project where, you know, artists such as myself will be able to come together and basically collaborate and to have a retreat to feel accepted and welcome. And that's something that artists here and around the world could always benefit from. So I just want to say, please support the Dreamweaver project. I think it's for a great cause, and I salute all the independent artists out there and artists that are signed as well. And have a wonderful day.
Welcome back to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. We're joined with the incredible Bolutiwi. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Mark.
So I want to talk all about your summit that's coming up, the Phenomenal Feminine Rekindled Summit. What is this summit all about, Bolutiwi?
So thank you so much, Mark. The Phenomenal Feminine Rekindled is basically something that came to me very intuitively this year. As I was just sharing with Mark, many women are burning out. And, conversing, looking at my life, tuning into why this is, I just want to clarify something. So Mark has called me, and very kind of him to say I'm a master of feminine empowerment. But let me share what that means for me. So feminine empowerment for me is really tuning into our femininity, our essence as a source of power, as opposed to believing that in order to be powerful, we need to become masculine, we need to cloak ourselves in men's robes, right? I believe that when women shift and heal in a very feminine and aligned way, the world shifts and heals as well. That is why I created Magniessence. Magniessence is magnify your essence, right? And the idea really is for women to understand that the power to do whatever it is they want to do, to step up as leaders in this world, lies within them. And people burn out, women burn out, when they're no longer tuned into that very unique essence of theirs. So the Phenomenal Feminine Rekindled is about rekindling your phenomenal feminine. It's about taking high achieving women from burning out to shining bright. You see, the world needs light. The world needs women to truly be in their powerful feminine essence. And so many things can be resolved or dissolved in that presence when we're standing aright. And what many women want is more balance and bliss, vitality, abundance, and peace, right? And so this is what this is about. 21 wise women are uniting to create the space, to share their experience, to really talk from the heart, to be real about the wounds that they have turned into wisdom, so that you, as high achieving women, no longer have to waste years and years trying to figure it out on your own. I have done it. So many have. But in life, there's some things you just don't have to do on your own. This is why I've created the summit, so that you can, for 21 days, get sewed into with love, with wisdom, with compassion, with truth, right? With inspiration. So you can tune into that feminine essence as a source of power to become who you truly are. That's what it is about.
Bolutiwi, why is there a need at this time for this summit? Could you share a little bit about that, please?
That is such a great question, Mark. So you may not know this, but in the United States, some studies have been done, and basically it's been shown that actually about 42% of women versus 35% of men have burnt out at some point in time. There's another statistics that shows that 2.5 million women who are working as well burnt out over the last year during the pandemic. So why is this necessary at this point in time? We've just had a global crisis. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress. And over and above that, the world is shifting into a new age. Women get to step up differently. Women get to understand that they don't need to become, caricatures of anybody to be respected and valued. Women get to know, as a good friend of mine would say, that we are the prize, right?
I love that.
We are the prize.
Bolutiwi as well, you've mentioned a key word that I just want to point out. You've mentioned high achieving women quite a lot. Is the purpose only high achieving women?
I love that. And I get a lot of questions about that. By high achieving women, I mean any woman who wants to make a difference. You don't have to be a CEO, right? Or some oil magnate or whatever. No. If you're a woman who has this burning desire to make a difference, it could be in your home, it could be in your small business, it could be in your company, it could be in your big business, it could be in the community, then please come and be inspired. If you're a woman who wants to make a difference, who wants to shift the needle, who wants to leave a legacy that wasn't there when she's gone, then you're a high achieving woman as far as I'm concerned.
So what is the date of the summit, Bolutiwi?
Great. So it's starting on the 4th of November. And all those who actually sign up before then get what I am calling a Leaders Are Early bonus. You're going to get 2 very, very juicy gifts, which I'll let you discover when you go on to the link. And yeah, starting on the 4th, going on for 21 days. Consider it a retreat, but from the comfort of your own home.
Well, I would encourage all those high achieving women out there to book a place on the Phenomenal Feminine Rekindled Summit. It's Thursday the 4th today, so get onto the website straight away to get your spots. Register at phenomenalfemininerekindled.com. That's phenomenalfemininerekindled.com. phenomenalfemininerekindled.com. I bet this is going to keep you busy for the coming weeks, isn't it, Bolutiwi?
It sure is. And I just want to mention one thing, Mark, which is that in addition to the 100,000 high achieving women that we wish to inspire and support, we also, through the VIP tickets, are supporting 10,000 women who've experienced trauma, who don't have the confidence any longer to pursue their dreams. And we're helping them access what we're calling sister circles so that they can gain confidence and make that difference that they want to make, but which they may not have the confidence any longer to do so. So yes.
I just love what you're about, Bolutiwi. I encourage everyone to go to phenomenalfemininerekindled.com. Bolutiwi, I am going to let you close the show today. We've been through a global pandemic, and though there's light at the end of the tunnel, we still have rising numbers again. There's talk that we're going to be going through some kind of restrictions in Christmas. I'm really hoping not. Like you've mentioned, the statistics on women who are burning out. Give us a few words of wisdom for anyone out there that may be feeling burnt out, struggling, wanting to find some purpose. Share a few pearls of wisdom for us.
I love what you said. Mark, you mentioned a very, very important word, which is purpose. And it's quite easy to burn out, especially when there's so many things that are stressing and causing, anxiety, and there's so much unknown when we do not have a sense of purpose. And so I invite every single one, men and women, to really tune into what is it that I truly want? And I can say this as well, Mark, maybe end with this, which is one of the best ways of healing from any stress or problem you're experiencing is to actually think of others, to give to others, to see who it is that I can help. That act of serving, that's the word I'm looking for, serving others, thinking of what you can do for somebody else is so, so powerful. So I invite you to, 1, give gratitude for whatever it is that is going on well in your life? There must be some things. And the second is to give to others, to be of service. Those are the two things I definitely recommend.
I love it. Give gratitude and give service. Bolutiwi, thank you so much for being my guest today. I really enjoyed having a conversation with you.
Thank you, Mark. This has been absolutely delicious, as always.
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you, everyone, for watching Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. Until next time, bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.